Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Oh my God! I choose the got to be the Apostle Paula. Good morning. Thank you. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are here.
We are here.
We are here.
We are here with our raspy voice.
Yes, honey. We are still recuperating from a weekend of your celebration. Oh my God. There we go.
That girl magic out there.
Yeah.
Girl, that might put me to sleep for real.
So yes.
Oh my gosh.
It was quite.
You got some?
No. I put that agave. I start my fast on the 11th. An 11th start. Mm-hmm. Y'all won't see me triple delight in nothing again. I mean, it was triple delight.
It's just gonna be black coffee.
Just like, why did I just call it triple delight? No, I want Chinese food. Talking about some triple delight.
Oh my God! I ate the.
It's gonna be black coffee and agave alone. Mm-hmm. 21 days. I have to definitely do a reboot.
And you could do it. You always do it.
Yeah.
It's not hard for you.
I mean, it is hard for me, but
once you do it, you do it.
Yeah, once you do it, you do it. Once you make your mindset, it was definitely a whole lot harder the first year than every year after or every time after. So
you know what to eat, you know what to do. It's just
so it's
like,
not as hard to
it's just like I'm doing
prepare.
It. And this is what I'm doing. I gotta do it.
Prep is a whole lot easier now, and I know
that part.
What I gotta do.
Yes.
And not experience enough without the fear. I mean, I think that is the point of always talking about what the F is your mustard seed is always recognizing your fear. Mm-hmm. That fear is just the uncharted territory. Fear is just the unknown, right? And when I know where I'm going, I'm more comfortable, right? You ever going somewhere for the first time? If you're not a driver, if you're not comfortable and you just do what you have to do, not what you want to do, then you have more confidence when you know the way. Yeah. So it's a normal reaction. That's why I want to make people realize that fear and faith are normal, right? It is a normal feeling. It's what you do with it, right? Because you can have all the faith in the world. If your behind don't get moving, it don't matter. Because until you activate movement, it looks like it could be twirling. Okay, there's thank you. Until you activate movement, it's just a dream and a thought, right? So with fear, you cannot run, but with faith, you must keep on working toward whatever that goal is. So it's like it's all in you. It's all about how you deal with it, how you operate, how you see it. Mm-hmm. But honey, fear is what we all deal with, and I think at least once a day we operate in fear.
At minimum, it's gonna come to you throughout the day.
And so the vision is to be accountable for your feelings, your emotions, and the words that are coming out of your mouth and the words that are running through your head. Mm-hmm. It allows you to really take accountability of being conscious. We are so unconscious of how we speak to ourselves, how we feel when we don't feel confident about a step. Like, that's why, for me, the Sabbath was so important, incorporating the Sabbath, because it clearly stated that it allows you to rest on the seventh day, but not just resting. It made me think about it on a whole nother level, because when I thought about, in the beginning, God spoke everything into existence. So it wasn't a rest of his flesh, because he didn't go down and do anything. He only rested his mind in being enough, that everything he thought of and then spoke life over and then breathed life into and created it. The sun, the stars, the moons, light, darkness. He said there was darkness. So he said, let there be light, right? So that you can see the distance, the difference, right? So darkness came first. Mm-hmm. Because light had to abolish that, right? Yeah. So when you sit there and you think about it, it's like, wow, that's what life is all about. It's about recognizing that we rest in our thoughts and our minds. So when God rested on the Sabbath and being enough, he rested that thought pattern. He rested what he wanted. He actually sat in what he had. And if we don't spend time every week to not keep on beating ourselves up for what we want and where we're going, but at least one day out of the week, spend time celebrating what you've done already in order to encourage and force, I would say, inspire you to keep on feeling the same way, right? Moving forward. So it's
to accomplish more, to be grateful for.
To be grateful for.
But be grateful in that moment of what you already have accomplished, So that's true. So that now the next time is more things to be grateful for, to look at and look back and say, wow, I did that, or, I've come this far from that. And no matter how small, it don't have to be grandiose. It don't have to be grande.
Don't have to be grandiose.
The restaurant we went to, Rio Grande.
It don't have to be. It don't have to be big.
It don't have to be big. It's the small things that add up to the big things.
Absolutely.
So, I like that part about it. Rest in your mind, because we all know our mind be going a mile a minute. You know how many thoughts go through your brain in a second? How many thoughts a second your brain produces? So, you really need to relax your mind.
Yes. Because that's how you renew.
That's all.
Can you renew? Right. Can you renew if you're not in a relaxing state? You have to be still. And I think that's why our God always say, peace, be still. Because I can't work on you if you're moving. You can't work on a car if the car is running. Right? I needed to stop. I needed to still. I needed all the levels to calm down so I could really see where we are. I can't see it if you're moving. And so people want to keep on moving, but everybody still want action. So that's why it's like when we spoke about write the vision and make it plain, right? Realize that you are the plan, the I. So making it plain is, remember, I'm in it. But when I get that idea of I, right, is the plan. So it's like when you keep on, the more I think about stuff and the more I look at stuff and the more I acknowledge it, it makes it make sense. You know what I mean?
And that's what the thing that makes stuff make sense. And we just go, we just do, we hear stuff and we just repeat it and we just say it, but it's like, what are we really saying? Dissect stuff apart and pick it apart and see what it's actually saying.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
I already know that.
That part right there. But
today's topic is
the
feeling of completion.
The feeling of completion.
The feeling of completion. So we can keep it nice, light, and simple. We missed yesterday. It was the Sabbath, but because of what a mighty weekend. Let me tell you something. Yesterday when I woke up, it was 11. I'd had 2 missed calls from Kia.
I was like,
I was done. I think every day. Good morning, Mama Faye.
Honey.
I think every day I got less and less sleep.
Since Friday.
Thursday night. Early Friday. So Friday, Woke up Thursday going. We got to Greensboro on Thursday night.
And we ain't go to bed till like
3 a.m. and had to wake up at 6:45 because we needed to be there early because we got amazing seats right in the front. We had a whole crew, honey. We had 2 full rows of people.
It was like 30-something of us.
Yeah, it was. Just at the graduation part. So I was glad that so many people came. And so that's why we talk about the feeling of completion, because it was such an emotional time just to watch my baby, our baby, her goddaughter, the grandchild, first gen over here.
That is such an accomplishment.
And not only graduate, but graduate with quite the accolades, right? Like honors and
magna cum laude.
She was magna cum laude. She was on the chancellor's list. She was the president of Sisters with Vision from 2001 to 2003, and it's actually she went to UNCG, so it was a PWI, which means predominantly white institution, and she founded a group for Black girls since she's been there. And so she was the president for the last 2 years. So that was on her cloak too, which is the program will still be there, moving forward. But, just watching how she, because that's what Founders is. You founding something that's necessary.
Yeah. Keep it going from the ones coming in next.
Yeah. So I'm like watching that and then, just looking at just, she's an AKA and she's on the, she was on, she minored in her Chinese, so she speaks Mandarin fluent. It's just like, I'm like, girl, you did it. You did the thing. She had about 6 chords, 7 chords, a whole
on her neck.
Yes,
different accomplishments and clubs and all types of stuff.
Yeah, it was. We were more than happy to. I mean, and shout out to the people that came from far, like the farthest Mama Faye came all the way from Jamaica.
Come on now.
Then we had Emerald travel all the way down, almost at the tip of, almost at 30 miles from Canada. That's how far she came down. Her and her husband got to leave, from the armies, and they came down to celebrate. We got the New Yorkers, her aunt. So Fawn came back and forth. So shout out to the people who made the sacrifice. Because, honey, it's expensive in the world right now. So to make sure that we make our kids realize that we're going to celebrate you. We're going to cuss you out when you're wrong, and we're going to celebrate you when you're right. And let me tell you, she felt celebrated. And so Sparkle, her and her kids came down. Whole car came down the floor. My best friend, her and her family. Even my nephew, her god brother. Amina's son, Amakai, his whole crew came down from Virginia. It's just like, I'm just so excited that, they made it. Jay Sean, that was such a huge Jay Sean. We normally with Shereen and Gerard. That's our they grew up together. And so everybody's now grown and independent. So her parents are in Texas. His parents are in Texas now because Gerard is finishing out. Sharita, Mook just graduated. She's going to live. So you just like everybody's grown up and they was all little babies. But when I saw him show up to the graduation, I thought that was very special. And he was like, I can't come tomorrow, but I drove in to make sure she saw my face, and he waited to see her to make sure she knew that he showed up and I'm out of here.
That's the whole point. Yeah, I come so you can see my face,
so that you can know that
I
put you on my list. Yes,
absolutely.
So just thinking about the feeling of completion, me not having completed college. So don't have that specific feeling of the thing, but just watching all of those kids. It was 2,000 kids. And I wouldn't even say kids, 2,000 graduates.
Right.
Because it was an older guy that was right next to us, right, that had all of that. Kip came down, second time in a row, celebrated. I mean, just super
all the siblings
excited. All 7 of us was there. We laughed. We played double chuck at 3. It's our fault. We tired now. We celebrated the completion. We took over the completion.
We extended ourselves, honey. We made sure we celebrated.
Yeah, this whole weekend, like everybody was sleeping on the way home. I know it was like, listen, I'm not sleep when I'm in the car going. Even Emerald and them had left. They literally were supposed to leave at Sunday that night. They were still just there, chilling. Like I dozed off on the couch. Safa was still there.
Oh my God.
Kip was still there. Rondell was on the second. Chef Ron was on the second shift because he had just woke up because he had woke up early on Sunday to go in for work. So he had to get up at 6 after he cooked. I mean, he cooked. Everything was amazing. It was a dream team. All the kids showed up. Everybody was on there moving.
She was dissecting the chicken, separating the chicken for the rotisserie chicken.
Ravon and them was cutting all the fruit up and the thing, and everybody was
in there baking.
Thank you for giving us the oven. Tutu was coming back and forth baking.
I said, y'all See, that's what I be talking about. Everybody doing something. Mm-hmm. What y'all need? What y'all need? Yeah. So what we gonna do with all these days? I said, oh, I got something.
Yeah.
Something. I'll be right back. I'm going to get
the right time at the right place.
I don't throw them eggs away. I don't know how many it holds, but yep.
And it worked. It actually looks so cute up at the setup because Essence actually had white.
Mm-hmm. And exactly.
Trays already up, so you just lift it right up in there, and it's a cute display thing. I love it. So
I was like, oh,
yeah,
that came together.
Came real together.
That came together.
It is over, so the work is done, but the celebration continues. She moves into her first place on the 15th. After that, Monday the 15th, she'll be in her own residence. Literally 5 minutes up the street from us. So everything works out. What? 1 down, 4 more to go. But I just want to ask you, like, what are some things that gave you the feeling of completion in your life? Like, what things when you think of, because you know that feeling. I remember the feeling of fear before I started, and then I remember the feeling of peace and joy when I completed it. Right? That courage, that confidence of like, I did that. Like, because I can remember crying about it. I can remember being afraid about it. I can remember wanting to stop. But when I pushed past the tears and pushed past the fears and pushed past my comfort zone, I pushed into my promise, right? I got one more thing to make myself feel worthy of the dreams that are in my head. And so I think that when we push past and when we get to that completed state, there is such a feeling of euphoria, of accomplishment, of I can rest, and I just certify myself. It's like going through a program, and they decide by what it is you need to know and learn. And once you have proven that you get it, they certify you. Well, I think the feeling of completion is self-certification. When you, because it's not what they say, right? There's so many people that's so accomplished. Yeah. There's so many people that's accomplished that know that the person may not feel as accomplished as the person looking at them. So they're like, oh my God, if I had your life, oh my God. But the person that's living it is still searching for something more,
different,
something else, right?
I thought you accomplished it already. You did this, and you like, that wasn't it for me.
So that feeling is personal.
Yeah.
And you have to feel it personal. Otherwise, you'll never be enough.
It ain't going to be enough for you because that wasn't the goal of the accomplishment. That wasn't the actual accomplishment. You still seeking to accomplish it, whatever it is for you. So, yeah, that part right there.
So I think that's major because it's like, how do I support myself in a feeling of completion? Because we know how we feel when we don't feel adequate enough. You know, that is a real feeling too. So that opposite is a feeling.
You know, it's so crazy. I think for me, it's really getting Sierra's dad out of my bloodstream. Like that was such because as much as I kept saying I was done and over it, no matter what the fuck happened, it was like, girl, you crazy. And then for that last for me to really say to myself, this is it for me and never go back, that was a major accomplishment for me.
That is a major.
That was major.
Definitely one to talk about.
So it was like, because you know, you leave, you come back, you leave, you come back, and it's like, what the hell would make you come back? And for some reason, you like, but when you really done, like with everything in you, it's like, to be in an abusive relationship and go back to the abuser mentally, physically, and everything, to be done is a major accomplishment for me.
Definitely.
That was really like, no, I'm done. Like it repels me to think
about who
to that point is like
when you believe I can
then your life could blossom from there. So yeah.
I thought that was an amazing example that is so universal because when you think about it, that's it, right? Because those are the moments that's hard to say. Absolutely. It's such a huge body of people that experience domestic violence, right? And so that whole thing of being completed in that thought pattern that would get you in a place to keep on pulling in the thing that that you actually that no longer serves you is huge. Is huge.
To unlock the chains of that. It's like, and you have the key, but you feel like you don't, or you do, but you just don't use it. And it's like, it's like the horse connected to the chair, the little folding chair, and they handcuffed to it, and you this big ass horse. Why is you mentally chained to this little chair that you could just drag with you anyway? Like, you know what I mean? You are so much stronger than that. Like, but it's mental. It's definitely mental.
That's it. That's why I said the feeling of completion, because that's the inside thing, right? Because our emotions are attached to our feelings. And so when I feel like I'm doing good, then emotionally I'm in a more satisfied position. When I feel like I'm doing bad, I'm in a unsatisfied emotional state. Like your energy is low vibration, right? And that's why that feeling of completion is that that euphoria that I'm talking about, because it's almost like I did, I'm doing. It's all of the things that make you be like, what's all for? Like, it's the ing.
It is. It really is.
Because that's why it's the feeling. Like, how does it feel to be like, I'm done?
It's a feeling. It's a feeling. If you don't feel that feeling, it ain't there.
It's like when the book came in the first time. When I'm looking at it, the feeling is like, oh my God, it's done. It's complete. The vision, the expectation, the determination, the clarity, like, oh no, I need to move that. Oh, the vision, and to just get it to the point where it's complete.
Yeah.
Especially my children. My children's book is always going to rest in a certain place for me of completion, because
the solo project.
You
went through all the emotions and really did that yourself.
Right, because I think it's because of the style, right? Because everything changed because it was a children's book. So it's bleeding. It was pre-color. So my children's book is full color. So that was pictures. I had to find pictures. I had to transfer the images onto the transparent. Like, it was a process. Like, we did a project. We had to write. I had to write the words in and then put it in. Like, I literally had to do my own thing. That's why I was like, well, let me find somebody that know. You know what I mean? Because I can do it.
Because you did it.
Because I did it. Right? I can do it.
But you said to yourself, you could do it the first time because you set out to do it. So once you said to yourself, I don't need nobody to do it for me. I can do it. Your mind started doing the actions to start making the plan to do it and taking the actions. So once your mind said, I can do it, now you got into action for your attraction to get it done. No matter how frustrated you got, no matter what you couldn't find, you rested and found them pictures. It was a trial and error, but the whole completion of the project was breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's just going through the motions. But once you said, I can do it, and you made up your mind, you did it.
You did it.
No matter how long it took, no matter, you got it done.
Yeah. And to think, because I'm last minute. Anybody know me? They'll find that out. I'm working on that. But I don't know. I think I get the best. Even my poetry is something about that moment. I need to work on that because, I'm working on that, one step at a time. But like, even when I thought about the book, it was mandatory because I was at my deadline. So remember when I was sitting there doing the children's book, it was because I wanted it out by August. I wanted it out for my birthday. And I had knew for some months, and I knew I couldn't afford to do the thing. And then, I told you, Chef Ron kept on saying, you could do it, you got it. And then we teamed up and figured it out and found stuff, and I watched videos, and I just had to go to YouTube University
Right, because they is charging ridiculous
amounts of money.
Be careful who you go to be doing these books, because the amounts of money they charging, they need to be ashamed of themselves. Yeah. But they looking at everybody else and they like, this is what it costs. So, but what's the level of, you know what I mean? But anyway,
yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely so. That's why I became more of a DIY. No excuses. That's why it's I choose me. # no more.
And it feels even more special.
But
yeah. I mean, you know what I mean.
Even with this one,
blood, sweat, and tears for real, for real. You ain't do a cheat sheet or nothing. It's just like, this is all me. Like, from everything. Like you feel so much. Not that you ain't gonna feel good about it if somebody did do it or whatever shit. It's still your thoughts and but I'm just saying there is still a little difference when
being a part of the whole process.
Yeah, the whole process.
The feeling.
And,
it's more feeling. Well, I think the feeling is more word. That's why I said when people are rich people, I think the issue, like all through the biblical where they say, it's harder for a rich person to get in, is because it means that they are underdeveloped. Because as I said, the more money you have, the more you can get people to do the things that you don't want to do, because money buys your time back. And so if you are born with a silver spoon in your mouth, then the type of work ethic that you have to have is different from somebody who has to create a system of wellness and wealth and all these other things. So it's realizing that that's the key. That it's that process, that, that system that you're doing is all about how you see it, how you move. So I found it to be very interesting.
It is interesting. It's once you got to learn it first. Once you learn it, now you could use tools and systems to make you take back your time. Yeah. You put the time in first so that you could fully understand the process, how to do all of that. But now I need it faster, I know how long it took me. I know how to do it now, but still, it's like you save time, money, and energy, all of that by systems and tools. Yeah. So now I can put the systems and tools in place to now.
Mommy just said what you said.
Me too, Aunt Faye. You hear me, right?
Quarter cold.
I can't wait because I'm be laid down.
She's gonna go right back to bed.
I think it was for me.
That AC in the event was freezing.
And at the clubhouse, it was like
it was cold everywhere. No, it wasn't cold. Cool. It was cold up in that piece. So that air was pumping in the graduation party. I need to check on Essence.
And then we was outside in the air, jumping rope and lungs fully wide open and
wide open. Temperature drop is 3 a.m. You know the temperatures drop at 3 a.m.
I'm about to warm me back up. I'm about to drink some peppermint tea in a minute. But
so you in there coughing too, Mama?
I know.
Got a little congestion?
Yeah, I could feel like when I cough a little cold, but it's going to be knocked out. So, we had a ball, Tab.
Well, that's what I think that's the she to my yes.
Yes.
Yes, that peppermint tea. Gonna have you right. And so so as y'all see, we are so mellow.
I know. How was y'all weekend? It was a lot of graduation. This is graduation season. So this is graduation time.
Shout out to all the graduates.
So congratulations to all those who have graduated and accomplished and completion. Y'all did it. I'm so proud of y'all because trust me, I know I ain't graduated from college either. I did a year and a half and I just ain't want to do no more papers. I ain't want to read no whole thing. And I just was like done. So I really tip my hat off to you guys. Y'all stuck it in there. Y'all did it. Y'all fought a good fight and y'all have completed your requirements to say you are now a graduate. Because I tell you, my goddaughter couldn't wait to put on her alumni.
Oh my God.
Sweater.
Listen, she alumni sweater, t-shirt. I swear she had every day since graduate. Every single day since she graduated, she's been in her alumni sweatshirt or her alumni t-shirt.
I said, boo, you couldn't wait. As soon as that tassel turned to the other side, you was like, alumni.
Yes. Oh yes, Mommy, that's kind of like a shot I made from Rondell with our juicer.
Oh,
so that turmeric, ginger, red onion. I ain't put no red onion in it, but and some agave and some garlic. Oh yeah, that'll be a nice thing.
Wow.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa.
Are chirping. Good morning. So, when I say my body let me know that I got a college graduate, because honey, the recoup time hit way different than it did back in the day.
Where is Precious? I said, oh, because you was up when I left. Like, I was like, oh, I gotta come. I was like, child.
When you left? When?
Sunday. I left 8 o'clock. I had to come home. I had to cook.
Cook dinner, yeah.
And I was like, y'all was up, but I said, you know, y'all probably was up all night. I said, Precious is knocked out.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna call her one last.
You left at 8. We still, the first group of people, because everybody was starting to dwindle down. The siblings was here, the first sibling. The oldest was the one to go, and then the youngest one went next because Saquon left. Her train left at 7 a.m. She forgot everything. She had stuff. I need a potion set up here. She had a T-shirt that was still there. She had stuff that was still at the house. So I packed it up and sent it with Emerald because Emerald was going, going through. So Clifton, they was dropping Clifton off on their way up. Yeah, he left with Emerald. He rode back with Emerald. So he back up because he came back down with Saquon and Mommy because he was just here 2 weeks ago for Asia.
So she dropped him off
on the way through. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Mommy said she left about 12:30.
Oh wow.
So she her Star and Janine. And of course, Leilani and them, they left about 12:30.
Oh wow!
But Emerald, Ray, Kip, and Sapphire didn't leave until 6 a.m. The boys came downstairs to get ready for school, and he was like, "They were like, y'all still down here?" I had a ring pass. I was knocked out on the couch. I was just telling Emma. I said, "Oh my God, I stayed up all that time. We sat around on the couch. So we sat around on the couch. It had to be like 2 o'clock."
Oh my goodness.
And then the guys started talking. Kip, Ron, Chef Ron, and Ray, they was all talking. Me and Emerald dozed off first. I remember the last thing I remember was ordering stuff. We was hungry, so Sapphire was passing around her phone for Uber Eats. I put an order in and passed out. When I woke up yesterday and came back downstairs, girl,
oh my God.
While my food was in the microwave, and that's when I remember. Yeah, that's when I remember. Oh yeah, I did order something. I passed out. And Emerald talking about something. Yeah, well, I kissed you on the cheek on my way out. I said, well, that's good because I'm like, we didn't get to see Emerald. We've been waiting for her to come. All the events. She's at my bar on our FaceTime, and we normally got the phone like this, sitting at the bar, and she's just doing whatever. I mean, we got Essence 21st birthday she couldn't get. So there's pictures of everybody taking shots, and Emerald's on the phone on the other one. First she smiling, she all in white. So Quan wore her white because she wasn't here. So I just liked it. Remember, they was all on the phone with us, even though they couldn't be, so they would just go get their little thing and take their shot when we took our shot, but they wanted to be in the room. But she was like, y'all kept on passing me around because it was a phone. She was
like, did. I seen the phone.
But they're coming back down in June. They get out again in June. They're gonna come back down. Essence 22nd birthday. She's doing a trap brunch. So. That's her. And Essence has had a party every year since she was born. Now that she's older, she's now planning her own parties, but it's like her tradition. She has not celebrated a party. I mean, it's a white affair. It's this affair. Girl. I'm so glad it's on her now. So I'm sure she's gonna do it in her clubhouse. It's such a beautiful location. That clubhouse will do
nice
scene. Yeah, even for the cooking, it was just amazing. They had warmer drawers. I just was like, what's that? What's the trap brunch? That means that she's gonna have brunch food, and then she's gonna have a DJ, and they're gonna be playing trap music. That means it's just gonna be they're gonna be crunk. That's all. So
bout it up in
so it ain't gonna be no cocktail. It ain't gonna be no what is it? It ain't gonna be no tea party, okay? This brunch is about to be crunked up.
It's a crunk brunch.
They eating and they lit. So a trap.
No, you don't know there.
Yeah,
with a waffle in your hand, with a chicken and waffle in your hand.
No, you don't need it. Yeah, so don't be. So Del Kim, she told the Del Kim like, oh my God, is that a cuss word? Yeah,
it's cursing.
They cursing and their music is
trap house. Welcome to the trap house. They're gonna be welcome to. She's gonna have a sign saying, "Welcome to the trap house." Don't be acting bougie up in here. If you bougie, turn around.
So Essence will find different cute
Don't
stuff
stop.
to
Get
do.
it. Oh.
She was gonna do a sneaker ball, but
I can't wait for that one.
But she was like, I ain't gonna do it right behind because Nate Tutu turned Sweet 16, and if anybody should do a sneaker ball, it would be Tutu.
Ooh.
So her Sweet 16 would be a sneaker ball.
I can see that.
Because she like her mama. She like her mama. I don't wear shoes. She don't wear shoes. She don't act like she gonna wear shoes. She don't pretend to wear shoes. I have been in flats my whole life. You know me. You know that. I've never went through the process of I need to be in the shoe. Every so often I try to be a little bit sexy for my hubby. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm doing this for you because let me explain something to you. Me and shoes don't go. We just not friends like that. I need total support on the ground.
Sure.
The way my feet is set up, it's never been set up for discomfort. Like I'm not about to be walking around here and my feet hurt. I cannot do that. I don't understand who's that for. Can possibly.
Where we get this from?
Everywhere. It's agave. This one, a members mark got a 2-pack. Sam's Club. It's like the best price because I think for the 2-pack, if you go to the regular store, you're gonna get agave maybe like $5, $6, $7, $8. But this 2-pack is like less than $10. So it's 2 of them that's the same size. And like you said, you only need a sprinkle, as you say. You don't need nothing. But yeah, so they're coming back down for that. That should be fun. But like I think that we started a new tradition.
And I'm here for it all. I can't wait.
Yes, honey. We ain't getting no younger.
Sure ain't.
And that's success,
it's
right?
All about memories and stories. You got to have some stories to tell.
Yes. Some stories, some memories, some laughter.
Too.
Because Kia gave us a good blooper, honey, that's going to last me at least 15 years.
Look.
I ain't the one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me.
Look here. Something grabbed my foot.
Everybody who watches replay that happen to have been in the building at 3 a.m., you know what I'm laughing about.
I cannot. I don't know what. I think I was too anxious. And I don't know. Something just grabbed my foot.
Something grabbed your foot.
Something just
grabbed my God. Let me tell you, honey. When I talk about laugh, if we ain't do nothing, honey, we got that 6-pack laughter this whole weekend.
That part.
But yeah, so I think that was it. The feeling of completion is so amazing. It's so amazing.
It's a great feeling.
Because even for me, like, you know, you never stop being a parent, but you do stop being a parent on a level where there's a certain amount of requirement. Yeah. And so that's a feeling of completion that I definitely felt in this moment because her life is now set up and she's going. So it's completion and we done our job. We know she's going to be okay.
Up until adulthood.
Right. She's ready to fly away. There is no fear. There is no anxiety. She has an amazing man, partner, best friend, right? And to know that, you know, because they've been together 6 years, and to know that she has love figured out, she has career figured out, she has standards figured out, she has her success figured out. That is a level of completion as a parent that lets you know, like, that's what makes us rich, right? What makes us rich is that we no longer have to worry. We no longer have to think what's next. We know now that she is ready to go do what she came to do and knocking it out the park. Like I said, she's more accomplished than me, my husband, and anything, like that, like in that, at that speed, at that level, it's just like, I'm just super proud. And I would say the new young generation, are fearless. Their fearlessness should be teaching us as parents such an amazing lesson, because They move as they want to move. They are not hostage to somebody's expectation of them. Mm-hmm. They'll start a job, don't like how you treating them, and quit a job back then. It's like, you going they stay in action for the attraction, and many of them actually are providing a lifestyle for themselves that we could even provide for ourselves when we were their age, right? So I'm not going to compare them to what you have at 40. I want to know, where were you at 21?
That part. Oh, yeah.
What were your, examples? What's your accolades? And when you look at that, I have to take my hat off and say that's the feeling of completion. Because a month shy of my 21st birthday, I was having Essence.
Yeah.
So talk about fixing and pouring in. Mm-hmm. Now she's turning 22, and not only is she
right, she has all
right, right. She has her place, she has her job, she has her man, she's done the work. She has balanced everything. Because sometimes we go run after full force, work, and we don't find love, right? Because I think it's a balance. You just multiply Betty with a support system. I know that because they had each other, all this time, it pushed her. And when I noticed that, I could have cried when I was looking at the breed. She going around hugging everybody, and she's and she's moving, and she's going fast because it's so many people and she's trying to go. Mm-hmm. And then she gets the tea, and he bends down and he gives her a hug. You saw when her cat fell out, and he started fixing her hair.
I seen that in the video. And I was like, look how he just fixing her hair.
But it was a longer hug. It was he did it, and I know he
stories. I know the stories that they could just think about late night, right? Helping her stay up doing papers, or her being frustrated over a class.
Oh my God, because she's the most frustrated perfectionist.
That part. Yeah. So he like there with her.
That part.
Like, oh Lord, it's over.
My fifth grandchild, Magna. Look at Magna. Look at that. It's almost Magna. My fifth grandchild, Magna cum laude. No debt with her job. That part, right? That brings tears to my eyes. Because how many of our kids get into good positions after they graduate, but they owe
with all of that debt.
They have debt. God. So they're climbing out of that before they can even begin their life. Before they used to pay their first bill, they got a education bill, right?
To be worried about on how to pay it back with the money they make it from the job. So it's already a debt they have, like that they trying to figure out how to pay back. All right.
She's setting herself on the overflow because she has no debt. She had no loans.
That part.
It was all education, scholarships,
right?
And just her doing the work. Shout out to Sabrina Huff. What is her last name now? Because now she's married. Sturgis Huff. No. I think it's Williams. I think she's missing because she got married during the pandemic.
Oh, it's not Sturgis.
No, she got it's Williams on there though. I think it's William. Let me see. But College Coast, let me tell you, she has made these 4 years. She always sends Essence stuff to tell her, what to apply for. She kept her on her thing. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. You want somebody to walk you through, because we remember she's first generation. So we're not going to pretend to have the knowledge that we needed for her to be in a position. But that's the thing about investing in people who know more than you. You got to be willing to invest in somebody who does something that you don't do in order to get the results that you want. And because we invested in her to be her college coach, she graduated debt-free. Mm-hmm. She graduated and have the freedom to now walk straight into her next level, because somebody who knew their way around the colleges. And literally when we were going to go on college tour, she had such relationships with all the colleges that they were just walking us around like we was stars coming to get walked through, right? So it's like we're not on no thing. It's like, okay, she's set up here. We're gonna go to Wake Forest. That's how I got to Wake Forest. Because like Spelman kept on writing her, but it was too far. She had to be close, so close that now she graduated. She's 5 minutes up the street. And I'm glad that we created a healthy environment that made her want to come back and be a part of what she missed over the last 4 years. Like, okay, Sunday dinners at my house. Like, you know what I mean? This is what we're going to do. And the sibling, we got a sibling each week. We have a sibling dinner every week. So it's definitely going to take a load off of me. And
come to her, like the girls and the boys, they drove back with her. They have such a
they are very, very tight. All 5 of them are very tight. They ride for each other. So all of those things for me is success and is completion, because I know that they all like, you know, I got 4 more years before I'm straight done.
The poverty curse on face
that part. 4 more years before we are straight done with parenting at this level, right?
And she is such a great example for her other siblings to look at and have that example of leadership to go first. So when they even look, it's like such a respect, such a, you know, that's why they could listen, because it's like, listen, you are the example. I see what you have accomplished. I see what you've done. So it makes me even more prouder to even, you know, be close with you. Listen to what you tell me. Respect you. And, you know, you really earned that from young.
That part.
Leading them along the way and being mom when I'm around. You know what I mean? So... yeah, doing things with them to let them know, like, I'm your big sis and I care so much about you, like mom. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We call her, she the manager, honey.
She the manager?
Oh, you better call the manager.
Oh, my goodness.
How you better? Y'all better call the manager.
Wow.
Tutu the assistant manager, honey.
Oh, Tutu is just, okay.
That's how I was coming across.
Got you. The manager and
she did into a position to be assistant manager.
President, the treasurer.
Say shout out to everybody.
Honey.
Everybody who just made it what it is.
Phenomenal.
It could not have been what it was without you guys. Could not and would not have been.
Phenomenal.
And I'm excited that it has come and it has gone and we are done. So on to the next thing. Back here this time next year.
Next thing.
Because Neve will be graduating high school. So get a little break for a year and then we're on. But listen, and then 2 years after that will be Serenity. And then 2 more years after that will be the twins.
Jeez.
And the twins will be, I'll get a 2-for-1 deal. They came in 2-for-1 and they going to go out 2-for-1.
That's it right there, honey.
So I know today we want to dedicate, because the show is about the, what is it?
Completion.
The completion, right? The feeling of completion. And the feeling of completion for me.
That would have been good. We could have had Essence on.
Yes. If I would have thought about it, I would have sent her a link and have her come and talk and let us know, you know, how excited she is. We can definitely have her on this week sometime. But as I was saying, I put her link there in case anybody wants to send some love and send her something through the red. That's a good thing about Amazon. You ain't got to do nothing. Go in, hit the button, press it. And I've been enjoying her seeing stuff because I had some posted on there. Shout out to Miss Taylor. Teresa, she was like, who is Miss Teresa Taylor? She sent me this off of her list. And I said, she put Daddy in his first place. He got him knowing he's an actor now.
Oh my God.
Shout out, she's No Walls. We went to No Walls with her all them years. Essence was like the baby of the church. Kind of grew up in the church. And so I don't know if she's still at No Walls. But definitely, so shout out to the people who actually send us some love, because she notices. She is a very gracious young woman, and I'm super proud of her. And so, as I said, that's what life is all about. It's about the feeling of knowing that I did what I came to do. I'm in a good condition at the end of the journey, right? I don't look like my story, but I look like God's glory. And I will say without a doubt that she is all of the glory and the favor that God had put on us when we started so long ago, trying to do what we didn't know how to do, but trusted love and commitment and work and learning to build bridges and how we raise, and because we're different and our experiences are different, me and my husband. So our visions can sometimes get crossed because of who we are. And we always found a way to create a bridge. We always found a way to celebrate them. And so that feeling of completion, and I feel like it is a favor. We've been favored for doing the work and committing to the most important thing that God gave us, which is our children, right? Because that is how he comes back. That is how he fixes all the wrongs. That is how he creates a world of whatever it is that we have. It's through our kids. And so when we take care of them, God will take care of us. So I know that we are,
because they're going to take care of us one day.
Yeah.
I know. They get older.
That part.
As we get older, the children shall take care of you as you take care of the roles reversed. So
yeah. And so I'm honored. I'm grateful. I'm so everybody is so very proud of you, Essence Paulin.
Absolutely.
We are so very proud of you, and it has been worth every sleepless night. And the only sleepless nights is us planning a party, because she has been top of the line. I'm just talking about, we were just saying that we've been having sleepless nights over planning. So I said she was worth all the sleepless nights of coming and going and doing that. And so many people kept saying, when she turned this age, she gonna do, when she turned this age, wait till she get to the teenagers, wait, and that's what I'm saying. People will put fear on you. They will expect
according to what they experience,
right? And not even every child is that you get what you expect, whether people want to understand it or not. And if you expect they're gonna go through that period, they will. If you expect that they won't, you understand? It's like you prepare yourself. It's like you make. It's that energy that ends up going into it, right? And so that fear.
So positive, don't be speaking.
So because somebody tell you to be careful, it sets fear in you, and it changes the way you work or deal with your child, and then you can hinder them because you're trying to overprotect them, which then becomes an underprotection, which then takes them back into where they wasn't even thinking about going, because now they have this fight or flight type feeling. So it's like, be very intentional on how people speak to you about your child. Be very intentional on how you start looking at them and treating them through somebody else's lens. Get to know them, operate with them, love on them. But like I said, she definitely made it worth the while. She made us look very good. So thank you, Essence Paulin, for making us look like we was really working hard. And really, she's a very hard worker. She's a very hard worker. So shout out to that. This has been an amazing feeling to go through this process. So as we said, that one's down. I don't know that everybody else will go to college. Serenity already is like, she ain't with college. She wants to be a realtor. So much so that she did the homework to know that she can start the class at 16. She turned 16 in November. And they have a realtor where she can go through that thing. About 18, she could be certified, but she'll have 2 years of experience. And she said, so hopefully by 25, she would be in enough position to then hire people and then leave and have a family. So she has a plan.
Okay, so she has a plan.
Yeah, exactly. So 16 I get on. I can't actually be certified to 18, but them 2 years, I can have all that studying down. So by the time I'm now opened up to move, I can have a brokerage of people are under me. And so now I can afford to go live my life, and to hear them speak at that, just
at this age,
knowing what it is, and
how they want it to be, and planning it out,
and not trying to look like each other, right? Because because it's easy to be like, well, Essence did that, so this is look like you.
What you want to do?
Make sure it is what you want. Make sure it is what you. There are no rules. There are no rules.
It's your future. It's your life. What do you?
You just got to be in action for your attraction. That is the rule. So I don't care if you want to get certified in HVAC, electrician, you want a mechanic, you want to go to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an entrepreneur. I don't care what you want to do. Make sure it's your dream, because that is what will make you work with a level of faith, freedom after insight,
and intensity,
to higher
because it's your goal and your plan for your future.
Without insight, there's no courage. There's no, that insight gives you that courage. Like, okay, I see what God wants me to do. That insight definitely gave me courage, right? Me knowing that I wanted to write a book. He already gave me the poem for the children's book. I know this is important. I know this is what they need to hear. I know I needed to hear it. That was my insight. But my faith was to enlist myself, to hire myself for my own insight, the vision that God gave me, because without us thinking it, it cannot manifest. So yeah, everything starts with a thought. So think good things over yourself. Think yourself to be one who deserves to finish what you started, because you do. And when you finish what you started, that feeling of completion is the thing that will continue to rise you to every occasion.
To keep moving towards the next one, and the next one, you set your mind to something.
So every time you
get it to that completion. Because you done completed something else, so it's like I could do it to the next thing, and then it came to fruition with completion. Now you move on to the next thing. Focus on one task at a hand.
Focus on one task at a hand, and know that that feeling is all waiting on you.
Make it happen.
Yep. It's waiting on you to actually see yourself through. And so the tears that she was crying and all of that, it was that feeling of triumph. I did it. It's finished. I'm done. On to the next chapter, right? And so that's why I want us to write our stories. Like, it's okay, that chapter is done, but you get to decide what the next one looks like.
Right.
And the way you have the confidence is because you got the other chapters to remind you.
Look back on of completion. The completed chapter.
I did that. So cheers.
That part.
To you, boo. It's done.
You did that, boo.
Cheers to you.
You did that one.
Kia, you make sure you put your link for your cups. Look at Kia got cups and mugs and stuff on her site. So y'all definitely have to go in there and see if you see anything you want. Hers just came in. Is actually super cute.
Oh yeah, I have a couple of them.
Coffee in one hand, confidence in the other. She got some cute sayings, some cute mugs.
Shop, so yeah, I have an Etsy shop. So definitely go on my Etsy shop and pick out something you like. Pick a mug out.
Awesome.
It's also a coffee and conversation mug.
Thank you so much, Queen Sheila. She said, you two speak great wisdom, enjoying this. Thank you for coming on.
That part on the YouTube channel. I love it.
Thanks. Yes. YouTuber. Love a YouTuber.
Come on.
Working on my YouTube. But yes, so this has been such an awesome hour. We missed y'all yesterday terribly, but definitely was recuperating.
Friday and Monday, but as you can see, we have been celebrating.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Major accomplishments, man.
Yes, major. Let's talk about our kids and what they doing great in the world. Because when they doing something wrong, honey, we talking crap. We calling each other on the phone. Do you know what such a thing? You know little Ray? Do you know little Johnny? You know what?
Come on now.
Are we calling each other to say, do you know what
let them say
they are doing?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. They like to hear that. It makes them want to continue doing good because they are being celebrated for it. They like to feel celebrated. There's accomplishments. There's accomplishments.
Get our book.
It warms their heart and makes you they see me. It's so much negative. Let's start celebrating and find the positive to celebrate.
Absolutely. So we're going to find a word for today. We're going to pick a card, and then we're going to let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday. Serving. So the word of the day is serving. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 4:10. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. 1 Corinthians 15:58. You are called to freedom, faith, freedom after insight to higher self. But you were called to freedom. Do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. Galatians 5:13. God, you are completely worthy of worship, yet you spend all your time thinking of others. Remake me in your image. Devotion to you looks like devotion to children. Let's say that again. Devotion to you looks like devotion to children. And I want to give you all my allegiance. Give me a heart that is entirely focused on you and others. Take away all thoughts of me and replace them with expressions of you. I want to serve you and the children you have blessed me with before I serve myself, and I want to do it happily. Is there a way you can serve God and your children today?
Wow.
My God. And so that's what we all came to do. We came to give in order to receive. And when you pour into our children, you give God joy, because he said that he would take care of fools and babies. And see, the way he takes care of the babies is by using the people that are not fools in order to guide them, encourage them, see them. The most thing that you can do in this life to our babies is see them right where they are, allow them to know that they are enough, so that they have what it takes to keep on pushing into the completion, right? And so the feeling of completion is because they believed in themselves, because you first believed in them. You reminded them of who they are, whose they are, and what they can do. And remember, their what is their wisdom hat. And everybody has a special level of wisdom due to who and what they are ordained to be. And so it's just a gift to know that we are all a part of each other's story, and that it matters how we show up. So as parents, we got to show up as God has trusted us to be guardians. Guardians. That means guard his babies. And so
to this life,
we celebrate
to this earth.
And so we came to serve the kids, even though you think that you are telling them what to do. God said that when you serve them, God, will serve you. It is the gift that keeps on giving. And the more I feel like we serve our kids, the more God definitely serves us. I definitely will say that. So we don't know how we do what we do, but we know God always makes a way out of no way. And he makes it look like we are rich, but we are in spirit. Come on now. The soul is
way
rich.
Out of no way. When they be needing things, honey.
Won't he do it?
Way out of no
we got through this weekend. It was a beautiful thing. Won't he do it? He always does. So here's our I am for the day. You ready, Key? Let's see what we're working with. Oh, I am confident and I am divine. Is that not? Is that not what we were just talking about?
Wow.
The confidence, right? Having the right confidence. Coffee and confidence. Right.
Period. Confidence in the other.
We were just talking about that.
Got to be confident.
So in order to have the feeling of completion, it starts with a level of confidence. And when you know that you are divinely appointed and anointed for who God called you to be, then your confidence level shall grow in order for you to complete the assignment on your life. And so I hope that when you get those levels of completion and those feelings of serving yourself in order to have overflow, because God said to love your neighbor as you have first loved yourself. And so until you do the work on you and see you and grow you, you wouldn't have the confidence to show up and pour into somebody else. So we want to make sure that when you're pouring, that your water is not tainted, that your water is not dirty, but that it is purified and cleansed in a way that serves other people's thirst. Because God said if they thirsty, that you would quench them. And so I want you to know that the divinity of him lies in you, because God is so powerful that he can give all of us, all of him, one of us all of him. So he gave each of us a piece of him, and that's a God piece. And so your divine assignment is about being courageous enough, having the courage to know that you have been called, you have been chosen, and that you are the answer. And so that's why the problems came to you, because God certified you to be the call. So I think that was excellent. Serving, confidence, with divinity. Confidence. Come on now. So make sure you serve in confidence so that you could be the divinity of God. So without further ado, we are at the 1 o'clock hour. I just want to thank everybody who tuned in today for this hot topic of the feeling of completion. I hope that you get a feeling of completion on your day today so that it can catapult you and continue to refill you when you get the memory of what it required for you to show up for you and how it felt when you finally got the answer that you were looking for, because you got in action for your attraction. So without further ado, you want to add something to that, boo? I know you like, I'm ready to lay it down. So without further ado, I want you to always remember that it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, we don't compete, but we complete. And the difference between them two words is an L, because L stands for love, and love grows everything. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, it's the ability of measurement in which you can respond. Everybody has one. Everybody has one. And so you've been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. Mwah. Love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 8:45 for whatever we'll be talking about mañana. You guys have an amazing day. And don't forget the feeling of completion. Remind yourself daily what it felt like to wake up today. God completed and started all over. So come on now. Live to be loved.
Completed yesterday. Now it's time to renew your mind today and get to completing whatever it is for today.
Period. So remember, love grows everything. So love yourself first. I choose me. Hashtag no more excuses, because you were born enough. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.